Alright, what's up, everybody? Yeah, wild finish for sure. Wild finish for sure. That was typical Daytona racing for me. You know, you guys know how I feel about it, so I don't think I have to beat a dead horse. So yeah. A lot of woulda, shoulda, coulda, what ifs at Daytona, and it honestly never comes down to who executes and who the best driver is. It's always whoever lucks into it, in my opinion. And same thing at Talladega, truthfully. So. But again, it's not just me. It's a lot of people love that kind of racing and love that. I get it's the Daytona 500 and all that. What I will say positive is I'm thrilled for Michael Jordan. As a longtime MJ fan, I think it's awesome that he is a Daytona 500 winner as a car owner. And I think it's quite fitting that the owner of 2311, who was suing NASCAR 2 months ago, is Daytona 500 champion now. So really thrilled for MJ on several levels, I guess. But beyond that, to me, it's not my cup of tea. That's all there is to it. So, but we're off and running. I'm excited about the race season. There was a lot of great energy at Daytona. A lot of exciting stuff going on. Tons of celebrities. I feel like I've seen a lot on social media about NASCAR and Daytona this weekend, from just, regular people to, major celebrities. So, the energy is high, and I hope they can carry on some really good, strong momentum in the following weeks and keep things moving. So, anyway, here is our list for our mixer. I got everybody on there except we're missing James Ward, Matt Hoopman, and JJ. So otherwise we are all set on that. And let me show you the mountain of boxes. I got them all stacked up there. So up at the very top is Donruss, then Select, then Prism, then National Treasures, and then Turn 4. And so that's the order we're going to go in. So we're going to start with Donruss first. So if you see me reaching way up there, that's what I'm doing, because they're stacked pretty high. But I got a good foundation under them with the National Treasures and Turn 4, so they're not going anywhere. We're building blocks with boxes. So, all right, let's get this show on the road. Starting out with Donruss. Yeah, for sure, Scott. For sure. All right, empty box. And with Donruss, I'm going to just rip through half of the box, and then we'll go through them. I don't know why everybody keeps saying that Riley took out Chase. I don't think Riley was like, oh, let me just turn and wreck everybody at the end here. To me, it looked like Riley was trying to check up, and I don't blame Riley Herbst any more than I don't blame anybody else for any of the other wrecks that were caused. So, I feel like you can play the, so-and-so would have won if this didn't happen. I feel like you can play out those scenarios throughout the whole race if that's, Locked in Miami weekend tickets. Oh, nice, Nate. That's awesome. I'd like to go to Miami to Homestead. I like that track. I like Homestead. I think that's a good track. So, all right, here we go. Yeah, it's been a minute since we've done Donruss, really. Red, Chris Buescher, out of 299. Goes to David Brinkman. Pat said he'll be there too. I'm going to point you guys down a little more. I think I got you kind of up in the air. I did that because of the boxes, but get you down here where you can see. 64 out of 199. Ty Gibbs. I thought it was a door number when I first saw it. But that's a 6. Hollow Optic, Frankie Muniz. Red and blue, David Starr. We got a suited up Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch goes to Jake. Put that there for the time being. Spellbound Connor Zilic. Red and blue Petty. Optic Hollow Ty Dillon. Zilic. Red and blue Brandon Jones. Filler. And Larson Spellbound. Letter R. Yeah, Atlanta has become much better. I don't mind Atlanta. I know it's a drafting track too, but I don't mind Atlanta by comparison. I feel like it's not quite as I don't know. I feel like you have a little bit more control as the racer there compared to Daytona and Talladega. And maybe that's just me choosing favorites. I don't know. But I do like Atlanta over the others, for sure. 123 of 199, Matty D. Going to the unlisted spot. Got a blue Tyler Ankrum out of 199. He will also go to the unlisted spot. Yeah. Yeah, tire wear is a big factor at Atlanta. Absolutely. We got a Pandora Josh Williams, optic autograph. Josh Williams going to J.R. Tipple. 7/25 on the Pandora auto. Those are nice. Yeah, I know. Is Atlanta next week? Or do they go out west first? I feel like they do Atlanta next week, right? Or am I wrong? I can't remember if they just go ahead and head west or if they do Atlanta first and then head west. Red and blue die. Zilich season highlights. Atlanta's next? Okay. I thought so because we were talking about it. I assumed that's what was. Haley Deegan, red to 299. The serial number is a little funny. That goes to Will Blackman. Unleashed Alex Bowman. Well, I will say, for everybody that's in our Pick 5 contest and fantasy racing, you know, Daytona is always a wild way to start that because it really jostles up your picks and who you know, it kind of makes you be like, oh man, I had a really bad start. And in reality, I don't know that too many people are going to have a good start to their year as far as fantasy racing is concerned. Unless you pick Tyler Reddick, or, you know, a couple of those guys that ended up in the top 5, just kind of by circumstance. So it's always funny to see how that all works out. I'll have fun updating all the Pick 5 points tomorrow. Oh. All right. Red and blue, Davey Allison. Hollow optic, Bowman. Race Kings, Dale Jr. Good points day being back in interviews. Yeah, no kidding. It's weird to hear him say that now, isn't it? Black Velocity Optic Austin Dillon. Going to Michael Clay. 24/39. The head, yeah. Oh, yeah, Pat. I get it. I did not have a good week. Trust me. I'm going to be somewhere near the bottom. When you see my scores, you'll be like, oh, yeah, he sucked this week. Because I did. I pretty much sucked. But it is what it is, you know. We move on from this one and on, you know, go to the next one kind of deal. Just like the racers, right? Red and blue, Jeremy. And optic hollow, Noah Gragson. Spellbound, Petty. Red and blue, Carson Hosevar. Spellbound, Jeff Gordon. I should see if I could get a bunch of spellbounds and spell my last name. I bet I can. I think there's enough. Norman. I think there's all those letters. I think I could do that. We got a green velocity optic Bubba Wallace. To win the championship, you're going to have to... Oh, I agree, Scott. You're going to have to be in the top, maybe even the top 3. 68 and 99. Bubba goes to Victor. And we got suited up 27 of 49. Fire suit for Josh Berry. Going to Joe. Unleashed Jr. Red and blue Kowicki. Spellbound Jr. Optic Hollow Tanner Gray. Race Kings Martin Truex Jr. and red and blue Frankie Muniz. Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank. All right, box 2 of Donruss. Yeah, there's the end. Exactly. Empty box. All right. I mean, I feel like this is just me looking from a 20,000 foot lens at the weekend and where we're at with NASCAR as a whole right now. I feel like it was a very positive weekend for the sport. Everybody got through the weekend safe. That's always my number one concern. No injuries, nothing scary. That's priority 1. 2, no weather issues, no delays. NASCAR made some competent decisions on what they should and shouldn't do with the weather, and it worked out correctly for them. I'm guessing it's probably potentially raining there by now. So, smart move for them to get everything in. There was a lot of build-up for the weekend, a lot of hype. And so, just everything all together, I don't know that it could have gone much better for the sport this weekend as a whole. And then to have MJ, of course, Michael Jordan in victory lane is like the icing on the cake, so to speak. Red and blue Dinger. Red Velocity Optic Michael Waltrip. Goes to Michael Lucas. 16 out of 199. Letter E for Chase. And we got a purple junior. 60 out of 99. For Victor. autograph, Christian Eckes, dialed in. That is 36 out of 49 with the explosion. Christian Eckes goes to J.R. Tipple. And we got Unleashed, Kyle Larson. Red and blue, Gordon. 62 out of 199, Joey Logano, Race Kings. Going to Tim Mays. Yeah, Chase took a pretty hard hit for sure. What do you guys make of, speaking of hard hits, I'll give her credit. You know, Natalie Decker had a pretty good lick yesterday in the, Grand National race, Busch race, O'Reilly series, whatever you want to call it. I'm probably going to call it Busch race because that's just how I feel about it. But anyway, what do you guys make of Natalie going off on the radio about the car sliding up the track? Like the guy with no fenders and busted wheels had any brakes or any control over where his car was going to land. Like I defend a lot of the female drivers often, but there's no defending what Natalie, like what was she even doing, you know? Red and blue SVG. Josh Berry going to Joe, 30 out of 199. Yeah. Burning Rubber, B.J. McLeod. Get some more 130s here. I already had a pack open. I just got to move it. There we go. BJ goes to the unlisted spot, and James. Perez. Yeah. Yeah, she definitely had a strange weekend. No doubt about that. Red and blue junior. From the back, Zillich Unleashed. And Optic Hollow, Brennan Poole. Yeah, that was a little, I don't know, you know, I guess here's where I'm at with that whole deal. Now, I don't know how old the husband is, you know, and the whole deal about her saying he said call her when she's, you know, whatever, 18 or whatever. That I don't know how old he was when he said that. You know, was he 18 when he said that? Or was he, you know, how old is he currently compared to her to know if that was... And the reason I say I don't know how weird it is, you know, like when I was in high school, when I was a senior in high school, I dated a freshman. You know, and it wasn't, like, to us, it wasn't weird. You know, when you think about back in those days, there was a lot of, you know, there was a lot of, oh, you know, this senior is dating this freshman, or this junior and freshman or whatever. And So I don't know that it's. I don't know. I felt like Matt Tifft made it more awkward maybe than it needed to be. Like probably just let that go and don't even say anything. You know what I mean? Like I almost felt like Tifft was like, is that, this or that or whatever, and he just sort of played into it more, which only added fuel to the fire in a way. But I don't know, it's awkward for everybody, So Natalie's just a little bit awkward. I guess that's the best way to put it. She's a little awkward. I mean, God love her, but she's 12 of 299 red. Luke Fenhouse. Going to Dwayne Coates. Spellbound, 124 of 199. Connor Zilic. Yeah. Zilic goes to Pat. Yeah, and it's weird, like I was young when I was in school. I was very young for my class, so like I when I was a senior, I turned 18 and then literally 3 weeks later graduated high school. So I was 17 my whole senior year basically. So I mean I can relate to all that. But I don't know. Everybody, I feel like in social media world these days wants to find a moment, like with Bert. Yeah, absolutely. The picture with Bert is cool. I'm actually thinking about making a custom card with her and Bert because I think that's hilarious, and Bert's awesome. So. Spellbound Zilic. So, yeah, she, Natalie's just a, it is what it is. Red and blue, JJ. Hollow optic, Tyler Ankrum. People, in this world today, people are more interested in finding something to tear you down or be negative about than they are to be positive about, for sure. And that's everywhere. It's not just in racing, it's everything. People are way more interested in finding a thing to be negative or to tear you down with in general. The positive things just get pushed to the wayside, or not mentioned at all. Red and blue, Almirola. And hollow optic, Denny. Spellbound letter A. Red and blue, Noah. Sponsor pick in the fire suit on the pit wall. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know if I saw that. Spellbound, but the one with Bert, I'm thinking about making into a custom because, Bert's pretty awesome. And red and blue, Byron. Unleashed Chase, and a hollow optic Connor Zilic to finish us off with Donruss. All right. We'll get it sort of in gear a little bit more once we get out of Donruss here. We'll get into Select, then Prism, and then we'll really start moving along. All right, here we go. Box number 1 of Select. empty. Find some zebra. All right. I like that. I like the way you're thinking. We're going tricolor Darrell Waltrip. Sammy Smith. Yeah, I would agree with that. I could see Natalie being very very genuine in person, and I've defended her and all the female drivers, so I wish nothing but the best for all of them. 126 of 199, Sammy Smith going to Candace. It was just definitely an unusual weekend for her. Corey King asked, what was everyone's favorite product for the year? So what was your favorite product for 2025 out of Donruss, Select, Prism, National Treasures, and Turn 4? I'll add to Corey's question. What was your favorite and what was your least favorite? You don't have to say you like it and dislike it, but I guess as much as just, what's your favorite and what's your least favorite? 102-01-25, Daytona 500 winner, Tyler Reddick. Going to Nate. And then we got the Legendary Signatures, Jamie McMurray autograph. J-Mac. We got National Treasures as favorite, Donruss least favorite. We got Turn 4 favorite, Donruss least favorite. Donruss's favorite, Turn 4 least favorite. Prism favorite, Select least favorite. Select is your favorite. Prism, Pat says, Prism is always my favorite, but enjoyed Turn 4, but it's still probably my least favorite because of the number of cards. JR JR answered Turn 4 and Turn 4. So it was his favorite and least favorite. Now that's funny. Blue, Andres Perez. He will go to the unlisted spot, and James. 61 of 175. Purple Cole Custer. Brad said, honestly, that's a fair statement. Cole Custer goes to Danny. 108 of 199. I think if I'm answering the question, for me, now this is not me, the breaker. This is me, the collector, okay, when I answer this. So for me as a collector, I think my favorite is Select. And I think my least favorite was Turn 4. And I think my issue with Turn 4 was the hype and price games that went on leading up to turn. If turn 4 had been executed different from the beginning, it would have been so much more successful. 53 and 99, Greg Biffle. Blue Legendary Signatures, Greg Biffle. Greg is among the unlisted drivers in this. And we'll go to James Holland. Karoom's being car was a big L. I heard, Pat, that they're going to do... So the story I heard about the Kavrooms is 2025 they did the cars, and in 2026 they're going to do drivers. And that's their plan, is to flip-flop it each year when they do the Kavroom. It's supposed to go back and forth. NASCAR Parallel, Tony Breidinger. Going to Tim Mays. Wonder if NASCAR will do flawless. I don't think they should. I don't think Panini should do a NASCAR flawless. I think National Treasures is really our high end, and anything more than I feel like they're just chasing money by doing that. I think they learned that with Turn 4 because they wanted it to be a $300 product, and it wasn't. Silver Austin Dillon. Did Topps make a run for the NASCAR? I have no idea, Steven. I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about NASCAR and Topps. Red and Fuego, Kyle Busch. Going to Stoney. 20 out of 99. We're going to go orange. Daniel Hemrick. In the unlisted spot. $13 of 49. Yeah, I agree, Pat. The cars changed so much that it doesn't... You're right. It used to be back in the day, the Black 3... the Rainbow 24, like they all had a signature, the Tide car, the Interstate Batteries 18, they all had a kind of a signature thing. So it would be better, I think, if they, I get what you're saying for sure, and I agree. Ty Gibbs goes to Andrew Bly, but I did hear that next year the Kavrooms are supposed to be driver, not car. With football out and Panini maybe now. I don't think football is out at all. The understanding I have is Panini is going to continue to operate business as usual. They'll just be unlicensed. That's the story that I'm getting, is that they're going to continue to produce cards and everything that they were, just unlicensed. 115 of 125, Carson Quapple goes to Sea Salt. And honestly, if Panini keeps making nice, like, quality products, they might continue to be successful without the license. Tricolor, Kevin Harvick. Does that lower value, though, William asks about being unlicensed? It might lower value, William, but I think it's going to lower cost. You know what I mean? I think that's the thing. Let me grab a quick drink. The way I see it is if Panini does football unlicensed and the values go down, I think the cost of the boxes are going to go down some too. And ultimately, that could be the driving force that makes tops have to come down. I don't care. I mean, I'm not ashamed or afraid to say I really don't care for tops products all that much. I just don't love, like, I'm not a Topps Chrome fan. I just don't think they're that cool. But empty box. Yeah, I don't think... I think they can continue to operate, and they might be able to reduce costs, and they're going to retain... I think they'll retain a lot of customers, honestly. I mean, I buy Leaf and Wildcard products, and they're not licensed, so why wouldn't I buy Panini products that are unlicensed, you know? Especially if Panini prices come down. Why not? I don't need it to be licensed. 18/99 white Carson Hocevar going to Sea Salt. And then we got Selective Swatches 2-color sheet metal from Michael McDowell going to Will Black. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah, Chrome Sapphire is cool looking, but you know, like I opened the box of Chrome Sapphire Wrestling for WWE, and there was supposed to be an autograph in the box, and we didn't get one. You know, like, cool looking cards, but for $375 a box to get one hit, I at least expect the hit to be there, you know? Silver Bubba. Big Bowman Chrome. Yeah, now I do like Bowman. Bowman U, I should say, because I don't do baseball. Now, maybe they'll do another version of Bowman for football that's more similar to what they do for baseball, too. Or like a Bowman draft for football like they do for baseball or something. I don't know. But I do like the Bowman U football stuff. I will agree with that. They are nice. But that, to me, the Bowman U college football stuff is affordable compared to like what Topps Chrome football is going to be. I mean, I'm betting that when they finally come out with Topps Chrome football, it's going to be $800 to $1,000 a box. Maybe $1,200. I don't know. It'll probably be more than what Prism was, if I had to guess. Sheldon Creed Blue, 104/175, going to JJ. So it's hard to say, you know. It's why I think it's important to collect what you like. Don't worry about what anybody says about this or that product, or this license or that license, or this trendy thing or that shiny thing. Collect what you like. Plain and simple. If you collect what you like, you're never going to go wrong. You know, just because I don't care for Topps Chrome doesn't mean that there's not a lot of people that love Topps Chrome, and that's okay. You know? Tricolor Zane Smith. Whoa, I got a pack trying to make a run for it. Noah Gragson. Smith. Purple, Ernie Irvan. Swervin' Irvin. Going to the unlisted spot. And James. 138/199. Oh my gosh, my son upstairs. Purple, Ty Gibbs. Going to Andrew Bly. Stage win and top 10 for Zane. Yeah, that's a really good one. And he was running up front quite a bit. And you know who else was? John Hunter. John Hunter was up front a good bit. 42/85 for Ty Gibbs. I mean, you know, no matter what I think about the style of racing, it's great to see some of those guys have good days and you know, have a good showing for themselves. Blue, trackside action signatures, William Sawalich. Going to Sea Salt, 45/99. I'm not going to do that. We'll do that. I was just thinking, it's funny, I was just thinking, I posted some stuff on eBay. I haven't listed stuff on eBay in a while, and I thought, you know, maybe I should list a few things like once a week. And so last Sunday, I posted some stuff. So I think I have like 20 cards on eBay that are getting ready to end at around like 7:30 tonight, in about a half hour. And one of them's a really it's a green SSP John Hunter. And talking about John Hunter is what made me think of it. But maybe not the best timing for me to be doing a break while I've got cards ending on eBay too. I might be tapping away from some of our potential bidders. I don't know. 101/125. Andres Perez. That's okay. It's okay. When John, yeah, exactly. It shows that there's, yeah. Blue, Shane Van Gisbergen. Going to Joe. 35/175. I am starting to make plans for some of our next kind of bigger events we've got coming up. Of course, the next big thing for us is going to be the mail sale. Hold that thought. I'll get back to that. We might have a big card to go over here. Tricolor Dale Jr. Just hold that thought. We'll go back to what's coming up in a moment. Yeah. Black. Numbers. Austin Dillon. Going to Michael Clay. 101. Heck yeah, Mike. Congrats, bud. Black 101, Austin Dillon. That is nice. There we go. Brad, old Eagle Eye, saw it. First 101 of the night. Maybe it won't be the last. Maybe we'll find another. Very nice, Mike. Very nice. Black 101. Congrats, man. We're going to put him front and center. All right. Joey Logano. So back to what I was talking about as far as events coming up for the group and things that we have going on. The next big thing that we've got is the next mail sale, which will be the first weekend of March. And it's going to be a double mail sale. So Friday, Saturday, back-to-back nights. And it's going to be a huge mail sale. The only thing I can say is if you were present for the February mail sale and you thought that was a big one, you ain't seen nothing yet. So, yeah, that's kind of our next big thing is the double mail sale in March. And then tie-dye Jake Garcia going to the unlisted spot, 9 of 25 for James. And then a little bit later into March, towards the end of March, will be our spring break week. For those that have been around for a while, you know how we do spring break week. We literally do 8 days straight of breaks every single day. So I'm working on that as far as products and different stuff that we can do during spring break week. But it's a different break every day. We don't repeat. That's the other thing is when we do spring break week, we don't repeat the same break during the week. It's a different break every day. So, all right, first box of Prism. All right. Empty box. Red, Kyle Larson. Storm Ghost, taking the Larson. 186 of 249. Case breaks, question mark. Not usually, we usually don't do case breaks during spring break week, Cody. And I've said this before, but I'll say it again. You won't find a ton of case breaks in our group. And I'll explain to you why. Purple, as we look over the purple SVG, going to Joe, 21 of 99. Case breaks are expensive. And I want our breaks to be able to be participated by everybody. Or at least as many people as we can. You know, there's lots of options out there for breaks. I am not naive to the fact that I'm not the only breaker, clearly. And, you know, all you got to do is hop on Whatnot, and you can get in a break any time of day around the clock, essentially. So, you know, and there's case breaks galore in other groups, and, you know. So, I mean, we do some here for sure, but we don't do a lot of case breaks. I like to do smaller breaks where everybody can participate regardless of their budget. And if the break doesn't go your way, you don't feel financially strained in any way, or at least hopefully not. 26 of 199 for BK. So, I mean, we do some, obviously, but not a lot. Now, you might see a blaster case break in spring break week. That's possible. Scripps, Ray Evernham. Ray is going to go to the unlisted spot, and James. Groovy Ty Gibbs. So I just wanted to answer with more than just a yes or no. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to give you the reason why. So that's honestly why I started the group years ago, because all the other Facebook groups, everybody wanted to do case breaks, and I couldn't afford to do that. And I kept thinking, why can't we do smaller versions of this where, you know, like somebody like me could afford to do this? And so that's why I started doing the smaller stuff. Jimmy Johnson, 98 out of 175, red power. Justin Haley, checkered flag, goes to Andrew Haywood. Yeah, getting cooked in a case break is tough. I mean, 39 of 75. You know, this break here, for example, Justin Haley, again, going to Andrew Haywood. This break here is the equivalent of a case break by price. You know, by definition and price, this is a case break. You know what I mean? Actually, it's more than a case break. But I mean, normally I like to do mixers that are 4 to 6 boxes, or maybe there's, you know, 3 or 4 hobby and 3 or 4 blasters, or, you know, I tend to stay with the smaller breaks. The way I see it is, if you're, say John Smith is in our group, okay? And John Smith has a card budget of $50 a week, which is a pretty, like, $50 a week is a pretty generous budget for cards for a lot of us. So say John Smith has $50 a week to spend on cards or breaks. As we look at the Brent Cruz out of $299, Brent Cruz goes to Steve Teskey. So John Smith has $50 a week to spend on breaks and, you know, a case break for his favorite driver, who might be, I don't know, Kyle Busch. You know, to get in a case break one time might cost $50. But to get in a 4-box break with Kyle Busch might cost $18 or $20. So John Smith might be able to get into equivalently about the same amount of boxes, basically, but he might be able to participate in 3 different breaks and, you know, get a little bit of entertainment on 3 different nights versus one case. And like Scott said, if that case doesn't go your way, you just feel like you got cooked. So Blue, Kurt Busch going to Jake. So, I mean, I really do try, and I try to listen to you guys. I want it to be stuff you guys want to do. 2 out of 199 for Kurt. But, you know what I mean? Like, if I have a bunch of you guys coming to me and saying, hey, we want to do this, then I'm going to take that into, you know, serious thought and probably, you know, make an adjustment accordingly. And so and here's the other thing I'll add to that. When I say I want our breaks to be able to be participated by everybody, I don't mean that in a way where, like, if you're somebody that's doing really well for yourself financially, and you're like, well, I could participate in case breaks 3-4 times a week. That is amazing. And I'm super thrilled for whoever is in that boat. And I'm super happy to have you in our group. And we want you to participate as much as you want to participate. But, again, I'm not naive to the fact that there's other stuff out there. You know, if you want to get in a case break every day, you can do that. So, it's not me saying I don't appreciate the people that can afford it, because I do, but everybody can afford the less stuff, you know what I mean? And if you can afford more, then you can just buy more spots, or you can participate in more breaks, like, good for you. That's the way I look at it. So 73 of 125, orange, Bowman. Bowman going to JR. Yeah, Corey's correct. That's the other positive to doing smaller breaks. Corey said, I've seen case breaks where they take days to a week to fill, and that's correct. Where the shorter ones, the smaller ones, fill quick. We fill our breaks usually in a couple hours most of the time. And, we're lucky because you guys all participate and make it happen. It's not me doing it. It's you guys. So, 14 out of 149, Dale Jr. Green scope going to Victor. And we got some gold. Boy, I'll tell you what. Michael Clay is having himself a day, because Michael Clay has the Todd Gilliland spot as well. 3 of 10 on the gold Gilliland. How you doing, Mike? How you doing? Life is good in Washington Courthouse, Ohio tonight. 101 and a gold prism? That doesn't suck. That doesn't suck at all. Congrats, Mike. Congrats, man. Persistence paying off. Absolutely, bud. Absolutely. Sensational signatures. We got Jack Wood going to James Holland. Jack Wood. Yep. Not the size of the break, but the quality of the car. Exactly, Scott. Exactly. Well, and that just leads that leans into my repack break thing too. Repack breaks aren't for everybody, and I recognize that. And even the way I do them, I'm not going to make everybody happy, but I certainly try to lean very hard into the value for everybody. I try to spread it out as much as I can. And I try to do those breaks. Those breaks, to me, are like the cat's meow of breaks, in my opinion, because you're getting something. Like, how else do you get into that? Out of 299, John Hunter going to Brad. And yeah, another checkered flag, Justin Haley. I picked up 2 top loaders. Hang on. Going to Andrew. 15 of 75. I messaged Scott. Scott Dixon can verify for me, but I messaged Scott during the truck race, and I said, well, I think I've picked a truck driver to follow for the year, and it's going to be Justin Haley. And, the thought behind that for me is Justin is a Ram driver, which I'm a Ram owner. And Justin is also a dirt guy. He has raced a dirt modified quite a bit. And so, those two things makes me say that's who I'm going to follow this year. So I'm going to follow Justin Haley and root for him. And I'm not saying I'm going to go out and buy shirts and start collecting Justin Haley stuff. Now, if he has a cool Ram card, I might be into that. But beyond that, I'm just going to follow him. 77 of 249, red, Jack Wood. Going to James. Justin Haley wasn't who you would have. Yeah, for sure. For sure, Scott. So Scott, who did you think I would pick out of the truck drivers? Because I've been talking about this for a couple months since Ram came back, that I need to get into following. Have a Haley Mod shirt and always get caught. Yeah, exactly. He's such a nice guy too. Andrew, I don't know if you've met Justin or not, but he's a super nice guy. Super nice. Blue Prism C Bell going to Nate. 42 of 199. Green Scope Frankie belongs to Dave. Dave! 48 of 149. And we got the groovy Bobby Labonte. Yeah, Justin came in and raced when I was working at Atomic. He came in and raced there. Knowing as a Ram driver, would have guessed Daniel Dye. Yeah, Daniel Dye probably would have been my next choice, Scott. If Haley, wasn't a dirt guy, it probably would have been Daniel Dye. Blue or silver Pulsar AJ Allmendinger. Out of 299, going to the unlisted spot. Yeah, I'm certainly rooting for Ram to do well, but just wanted somebody to follow. And patented penmanship, Justin Allgaier. Boy, Justin had a rough day. Justin going to Jimmy. Still super stoked to see them make the 500 again. I think that's super cool for their team and for Junior and, everything that's involved with them. Wanted Carson Host. Yeah, Carson Ferguson. Yeah, the Ferguson guys are really nice too. Scott, I'll tell you a funny story about Chris Ferguson, his older sibling. Chris, they call him Fergie or Fergie time, but Chris, years ago was at Atomic, and I was sitting on the front row. I don't know what I was doing, but I was doing something, and I was kind of right by the flag stand, sitting in the front row, and there was cars out, I think, hot lapping. And he comes up, and I think he already knew that I worked for the track, but, he doesn't know me at all. 94, 249 for Zane, going to Danny. He comes up, and Chris, slides on the bench and just kind of bumps into me and just starts, cutting up, joking around. And I'm like, man, this guy's super nice, and that's just how he is. Just a dude, Silver Zillich going to Pat. Last one for first Prism box, and this will get us halfway home on the break. This will get us to the halfway point. The second half of this break is going to go much quicker, obviously, because a whole lot less cards. Red Power Austin Beers going to James Ward. 6 out of 175. Just curious, do you have a computer program for Fantasy League, or do you do it all The pick 5, Victor, I'll be doing manually because I'm old school like that. I could probably do it in Excel and make it work. Like you could assign the value to each drive, but for me it's easier to I'll just sit down and do it manually. I kind of like that. I'm weird like that. I can still shout out late model guys. One won the 500. Yep. That he did. Victor, I know, I'm old. I'm an old man. But I kind of like that. I'm a numbers guy, and I don't know. It just, something about it I like. So I'll sit down and just go through it. I don't have a lot of friends or a lot of life, Victor. So adding another 2 hours of sitting and just adding numbers together is fine with me. 28 of 199, BK. Going to Storm Ghost. BK was pretty strong today, which I think a lot of people assumed he would be. Actually, their whole team seemed like they were strong for the weekend, basically. I think RFK is in a good position. They've really taken a good step forward. There for a while, it felt like the Roush program was in a little bit of trouble. I think they've really stepped it up. Scripps, Ernie Irvin, and maybe getting Brad involved was the key to that. I don't know. But they've really turned it around. Ernie Irvin will go to James. And then we got the orange Carson Quapple going to Sea Salt. 77/125. Connor Zilich, green scope rookie. Zilich goes to Pat. 147/149. I'm kind of waiting for Brad to get in a little post-race scuffle and use the cane and whack somebody across the kneecap with it. Maybe that's where he's thinking is hey, I could use this thing. I don't necessarily need it, but Davey Allison, silver pulsar. Going to Gavin. The stickers, yeah, for sure. 211/299. Oh, speaking of stickers, I got new stickers on the way. I don't know if I told you guys this or not. I got some new stickers on the way, and I think you're going to like them. Yeah, race, Brad, well, you wouldn't call it race used. It would be what? Driver carried cane? Red, Brian Deegan. Brian Deegan, gonna go to James. 222/249. And then we got a red Sensational Signatures rookie auto for Luke Fenhouse. Going to Dwayne. Yeah, he doesn't, exactly. Brad won't climb out and get on top of the car. He'll climb out. Hand me my cane, please. Cindric, blue, going to Troy. 123 of 199. And then we got the silver Noah Gragson. Yeah, for sure, Scott, for sure. Some of the things that these athletes do, you know, it's easy for us to sit on the couch and say, oh, you know, and then for them to do it, it's pretty incredible. So, Christian Eckes, silver Pulsar. $274 of $299 for Christian. And then we got Sensational Signatures. Clint Boyer on the auto. That's nice. Boyer is going to go to Cameron Harris. Nice hit, Cam. Nice indeed. But now you want somebody to whack. Maybe it'll be somebody interviewing him that asks a dumb question, and he'll go all Tony Stewart and whack the interviewer. I mean, not hard, you know, just crack him across the shin, you know. I'm not trying to get anybody hurt. I'm just, you know, guys being guys kind of thing. Just leave a little bruise, that's all. Michael McDowell, red power. Going to Will Black, 53 of 175. Clay needs another mag to fill the card stands. If they did a prelude to the Dream late model race, who wins? Larson, Bell, Reddick, etc. Well, I don't think Reddick would race in it, Scott. Reddick's been offered a dirt ride several times over the last 10 years and turned it down. So, I don't think Reddick would do it, first of all. But I don't know. I mean, Larson would be hard to bet against because Larson's got experience in the dirt late model. It depends on who you'd put in it. You know, if you got guys like Kenny Schrader and Kenny Wallace that are, you know, NASCAR guys, but also really well versed in dirt, it could get real dicey. I mean, Kyle Busch raced there out of $299. Going to Stoney. Green Scope, Mark Martin. Going to Rick. 43 of 149. That one might be numbered. Groovy Davey Allison, yeah, 74 of 99. I thought that was a red. Davey going to Gavin. Give me a dirt race, a dirt late model race with Larson, Bell. Bring back Clint Boyer. Put him in a car. He used to own a dirt late model team, so put him in a car. Let's put Kyle Busch on dirt. Carson Hocevar has run some laps, so let's put Hocevar out there. And then let's get Kenny Wallace, Ken Schrader. Let's see, who else can we get? Who else can we get? Hey, you know what? Let's get SVG. I want to put SVG in a dirt late model. Let's see what he's got. 3 out of 249. Jack Wood, red. Those are some of the names that come to mind when I think of a dirt late model, invitational that would be highly entertaining. Silver, John Hunter. Give me, you know what? Give me Kaylee Bryson, because she can drive anything with wheels. So, I want a girl in the race. So give me Kaylee Bryson in a dirt late model. Yeah. Blue, Ryan Blaney for Tanner Hicks. 13 of 199. And you know what? Just for funsies, let's put Joey Logano in there. Dale Jr. ran dirt before, I believe. I don't think Dale Jr.'s ever run a dirt car, Cody. I could be wrong, but I don't believe. Casey Kane, yeah, we could put Casey in there. I don't think Dale Jr.'s ever run a dirt car, to my knowledge. If he did, it was, decades ago. But I don't think he did even then. 25 of 75. Chase Briscoe for Troy Meckus. Newman, yep. I would like to see when they do the All-Star Weekend for NASCAR. This is shifting gears a little bit, but when they do the All-Star Weekend for NASCAR, I would like to see them do a invitational All-Star race, or an invitational, just a special invitational race. They can call All-Star Weekends, call it whatever you want. But I just want to see a special invitational race where, Myrtle Beach is asphalt, Todd. Where 12 of 175 for Austin Beers going to James, where they can get, make it a short race where you don't have to do a pit stop or change anything on a car. And if, but get some of these guys, to come and run just a one-off deal. A Bobby Labonte and a Juan Pablo Montoya, and I don't know, just throwing out Nate. Get a Joseph Newgarden to come run a special one-off. Heck, even Max Verstappen, I think, has expressed interest in, trying to race in some other discipline. So, I Rock at the All-Star. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, just something like that. Ross Chastain, Silver Pulsar. Going to Andrew, 12 of 299. Oh, nice. How about a gold Davey Allison? That's nice. Davey Allison gold going to Gavin. That is 5 out of 10. The back of that card is has got some issues. It's got some serious scuffs and marks on the back of that card. Thankfully, the front is darn near perfect. So probably not a PSA 10 with all those marks on the back. Even me cleaning on it for a week, I don't think we'd clean that thing up enough. But the front looks really nice. So we're just going to look at the front. Nice one, Gavin. And that's going to pretty much finish off Prism for us. And then we've only got National Treasures and Turn 4 left to go. All right. Here we go. May have missed something, but with PSA price changes, I'm assuming. Yeah, Scott. So as you know, PSA went up $3 per card on their submission prices for bulk. They went up $3. I raised mine too. So I went from 28 to 30. Mostly because I didn't want to do 31. I'm kind of OCD like that, and 30 was just a round number. And again, you know, the PSA submissions for me is not meant to, it's just a service. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to make money off of it, really. If I can cover the costs, you know, maybe it pays for me to get a card graded or two. But I'm not trying to gain anything out of it, really, other than cover all the costs involved. I look at it as a service that I can provide. And so I just went to 30 flat. Justin Allgaier, White Sparkle. Going to Jimmy. Luke Fenhouse. Going to Dwayne. Yeah, yep. Shane Van Gisbergen. Going to Joe. I need to open. I'm going to just go ahead and open some more top loads now, because the next box I'm going to need them, so might as well just do it now while it's on my mind. Chad, I need to bring you a couple cards on a Monday soon to make sure they look. Yeah, Chad, no problem, man. Bring them up. Come up and see us one Monday. Or I'll be there next Saturday, too, for their Rip Night, the 21st. So, yeah, I'll be at their shop tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow, and then Saturday, and again the following Monday. So, yeah. Come on up and hang out. We've never met, so that'll be cool. Empty box. All right, we got 18 out of 35, Denny. On the base. Going to Storm Ghost. Shaq Gold rookie. Oh, nice. I know a serious Shaq collector, too. So once you get those graded, if you're looking to move them, I might even know a potential buyer. They buy graded shack stuff, so I might even be able to help you with that too. 14/99 Lanning Castle. Going to Jake. Maybe sell one and keep one. If you can sell one for enough, it might pay for the other to keep. $17/75, David Reagan. That's the blue version. Race used tire. That's going to go to the unlisted spot and James. Yeah, Chad, I've been sending a lot of Bill stuff in. And then obviously a lot of customers at the shop have been sending stuff. 6/30, Treasured Swatches, Daryl Waltrip. DW is going to go to Rick. That's crazy, man. That's awesome. William Byron, 84/99. Race used sheet metal. Byron goes to Curtis. Oh, check this next one out. This one's sick. Byron. Check this. 10/13. Stars and Stripes. Premium patches, Clint Boyer. With part of the Rush Truck Center's logo. The bottom left corner of the logo patch. That's nasty. I like that a lot. Cam Harris getting the Boyer. Congrats, man. That's a beaut. Heck yeah. It's a beaut, Clark. It's a beaut. That's sharp. We're going to move Todd Gilliland and put Clint up there because I like that. That's why. 93/99, Tanner Gray. Going to Todd. And we got 10/99, Lane Riggs, Rookie of the Year. Lane Riggs is going to go to Danny. My son's up there getting all fired up. Oh, another nice one. 11/25. Boy, that's sharp. Notable nicknames, Richard Petty. Look how big he signed that. That's awesome. That's a beaut. Going to Rob Shelton. Very nice. Really, really nice. Congrats, Rob. Another really nice auto out of that box. I'm going to move the Davy for Richard. Yeah, that Petty is clean. It does not suck any which way. All right, box 2. I won that JHN on eBay. I guess your auctions are in. Yeah, Pat. That's hilarious, man. Well, I'm glad you got it. That's hilarious. Well, there's another round that posted tonight too, so I'm kind of going to do that every week, I think. I'm going to have, like, I don't know, like maybe 20 or 25 cards every week. Just little auctions, just, you know. So, that's funny. Well, I'm glad you got it. Congrats. It's a nice John Hunter. White Sparkle, Haley Deegan. Going to Will. Then we got Parker Retzlaff. White Sparkle. That's going to go to James. By the way, if you were in the race pool contest, for those that participated in the pool contest, and you're wondering who won, I don't know because I didn't look at the list yet. But when we're done with the break, I will go check the list, see who won, and then I'll come back and start a new live, and we'll break those 3 boxes for whoever our 3 winners are. So we'll do that yet tonight as well. Haley Deegan, car, or rides, as they like to call it. Need a Seabell. I mean, no kidding, Nate. Seabell's been a little bit stagnant, hasn't he? We haven't seen much of Bell. I could name a few drivers that we're kind of not seeing a lot of today so far. Bell, Elliott, Larson, Blaney. I could keep going probably. Empty box. That back there and that back there. Eric Jones, yeah. 8 of 25, Bubba. Going to Victor. Are you going to do a weekly pool? I really only had 1 or 2 people say they wanted to do the weekly pool. I will try it again this week, and if we got people that want to do it, we can keep doing it. We'll probably just do it on a smaller scale. You know what I mean? Where, like it's just one winner for the weekly version. Daytona kind of gets a little bit special treatment. And I'm not saying we won't do something special for some of the other, you know, like the Coke 600 or something like that. But 75 of 75, Butterbean. Going to Paul. Paul's probably sitting in traffic. Or maybe drinking beer. $82 and $99, Denny Hamlin. Like the weekly pools, yeah. Yeah, we'll try it. I'm down to try it for sure. Denny going to Storm Ghost. I remember when I went the first time with my father-in-law, we parked and rode a bus in, and I bet we stood in line waiting on the bus to get back for like 2.5 hours. And literally there was a girl in line and she was like, I have to pee. And so like she she had to get out of line, and some of her friends were like holding up coolers and trying to like block, and she literally just went over like off to the side in the grass and peed. Like she was like, I have no choice. It's like you feel bad for somebody in that moment. 12 of 75, Ryan Truex, race gear graphs. He's going to be an unlisted driver and goes to James. When you predicted the top 5. Yeah. Yeah, the gold downtowns should be fun to chase for sure, Chad. I just saw it last night for the first time. the kind of the sell sheet and info on it. I'm a Donruss fanboy. So, yeah, I'm excited for Donruss. I always am. 14 out of 75. Matty D. Going to James. Was looking good with Hocevar until I was. Well, you'll have that, right? But yes, we will do the pool again this week. And as long as you guys want to keep doing it, well, I'll keep putting it together. 21 of 25. Joey Gaze. Colossal patch auto. That's cool. He's also unlisted. Unlisted's done really well, which I kind of expected. Anytime you do a mixer, usually the unlisted spot has a chance to do well. Then we got the mayor. Notable nicknames. 12 of 25. Jeff Burton. That's going to go to Dale Waters. Make all the downtowns just... Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, Scott. Tinkle. I got to get a couple other downtown. The only downtown I have in my collection is Bell. I need to get... I think several of my drivers have downtowns. I need to try to track some of them down. I know Stewart has a couple. I think Larson has one. I think Blaney has one. I need to try to get those. 13 of 25. Dual autos, Lane Riggs and Chandler Smith. Now, this could get interesting. Lane Riggs is Danny Sanchez, and Chandler Smith is Danny Sanchez. Good for you, Danny Sanchez. Well done, my man. Danny gets the dual auto by virtue of owning both drivers. That's cool. Nice. Very nice. Well done, Danny. Well done. And last, yeah, the Larson drought is over. 17 of 25. That's awesome, too. I love that. Kyle Larson going to Storm Ghost with the Rookie of the Year. I don't think I have anything Larson from this year. I'm going to have to get with it. I've been slacking on collecting with, as I told you guys, with our home edition that we worked on last year, and I really wasn't buying much of anything. Very, very little. So, maybe here in the next couple of months I can get it in gear and start kind of collecting again a little bit more. I've gotten a couple things here and there, so I'm, getting there. That's nice. Larson going to Storm Ghost. Very nice auto. We'll swap him out for Clint. Even though I like the Clint, Larson's the champ. So, all right, I can unglove. Because all we got left is turn 4. Two boxes of turn 4 and we're done. So appreciate everybody participating for sure. As far as this week is concerned, I will get a schedule posted sometime tomorrow. And next break will be Tuesday night. I don't know what, but it'll be Tuesday night. So keep your eyes peeled for that stuff. And here we go. We got a messed up sticker that I don't want to do that to. All right. Base card, Carson Hocevar, 23 of 75. The sticker was like flipped up, and I didn't want to mess it up. Hocevar is going to go to Sea Salt. Next up. Jimmy Johnson with the shoe patch, 52/99. You could really call that probably a 3-color shoe. I'm sure that's his ally colors. Jimmy going to Dale. It's a cool patch. Dale likes cool patches, so that'll be right in his wheelhouse. Next up, we're going this way. Ryan Preece, $34.99 with the Material Auto sheet metal. Ryan Preece will go to Andrew Bly. And last card for this box. We got a code card back there too. It's dead though. Center Stage Signatures. Justin Allgaier. 1/99. So first one printed. Going to Jimmy. Congrats, Jimmy. And last box of turn 4. That'll conclude the break. Again, appreciate everybody participating. And all that. And like I said, make sure you keep an eye out for the schedule this week. And we'll be back live tonight again with the race pool boxes for the winners. Cole Custer on the base, 14/75. Same thing, his sticker was not stuck. Custer going to Danny. Sheet metal swatches. A Daytona 500 champion, Tyler Reddick, 78/99. Going to Nate. I would imagine you'll see a bunch of Reddick cards popping up for sale tonight in different Facebook groups and on eBay, and it'll be the trendy thing to sell for the next couple of days. Ryan Preece again, 13/25. This is the purple short print. Same deal. Sheet metal, patch auto, 2-color. 13/25. Right back to Andrew Bly. Boy, we got Andrew caught up in a hurry. Already seen something? Yeah, I figured. Pat, I don't know about the case because I bought the boxes loose. I didn't buy these. I did not see the case that they came from, so I don't know. And another purple in that same box. That was a good box, though. 1/25 for Noah Gragson on the patch auto, and I think that's tire for Noah. Going to Michael Lucas. I mean, that was a pretty decent box of turn 4 with 2 short print autos plus the Reddick. I mean, that, you know, not bad. All right. Well, that is that, as they say. Overall, I feel like it was a solid break. I don't know if we set the world on fire, but I feel like it was solid. We definitely got some nice stuff. So let me hit you guys with a recap. And then again, like I said, I will kind of clean up and regroup, and I'll figure out who our winners are from the pool. And then here in just a little bit, we'll go live again and bust those boxes for the pool winners. So again, appreciate everybody's support, everybody hanging out, and all of that stuff. So the lone short print tie-dye to 25, Jake Garcia. And then let me get our stack of relics. Kind of go this way. So this is our stack of relics for tonight. McDowell 2-color sheet metal. Ty Gibbs. Josh Berry /49. Sammy Smith. B.J. McLeod. Kurt Busch. Tyler Reddick /99. Jimmy Johnson /99. Matty D. Denny Hamlin. Butterbean. William Byron. D.W. David Reagan. And Lanning Castle. Autographs. Let's go like this. We had silver, Clint Boyer. Red, Luke Fenhouse. Silver, Justin Allgaier. Silver, Ernie Irvan. Blue, William Sawalich. Silver, Jack Wood. Silver, Ray Evernham. Silver, Kaz Garala. Blue, Greg Biffle. Jamie McMurray silver. Dialed in, Christian Eckes. Pandora, Josh Williams. Nasty, premium patches auto, Clint Boyer. That one's killer. I love that. Dual autos, Lane Riggs and Chandler Smith. Jeff Burton. Joey Gaze. Ryan Truex. Lane Riggs again. Tanner Gray. Noah Gragson /25. Ryan Priest /25. Justin Allgaier /99. And Ryan Priest /99. And then the other stuff we had, gold Davey Allison Prism /10. Gold Todd Gilliland Prism /10. On the stands, we had a short print Kyle Larson autograph /25. Short print Richard Petty autograph /25. And then we had the black numbers 101 Austin Dillon. Congrats again, Mike Clay, for that. Very nice. So, that's all I got. Week 1's in the books, guys. We are off and running with our NASCAR season. I'm glad racing's back. The snow's melting around here. Spring's right around the corner. All the things that I look forward to are coming up. You know, race season is upon us. So, look forward to that for sure. You know, we've got lots of Sundays ahead of us with NASCAR and breaks on the same day again. So, you know, that's kind of a constant, and that's one of my favorite things. Pretty much every race day, if it's a race day, I have a break scheduled. I may not have it scheduled at the perfect time, but we're going to do a break if there's a race usually. So, that's usually always in the plan somehow. So that's all I got for tonight. I appreciate everybody again for the support. Hopefully everybody had a good time and enjoyed the break. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the race. And again, I'll be back in a little bit, maybe like a half hour. Give me time to get everything cleaned up and figure out who the winners were and kind of get reset. And then we'll do the race winner pool boxes here very shortly. So until then, we'll see you all next time.